Good evening and welcome in watching India Decides. I'm Vedant Agarwal. Well, our special focus on the show tonight, the BJP's Manifesto has been released and there's a clear focus on the south of India. Well, there's a fisherman focus for sure. The Prime Minister has vowed a special coastal, outreach in its manifesto, in the manifesto of the BJP. Apart from that, the BJP is also focusing on a bullet train for the south of India and also a technological intervention for the production and processing units of fisheries. So, of course, a clear south focus there. This amid the Prime Minister's whirlwind campaign in the south of India from Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala. He was in Karnataka today itself, in fact. The big question that we're asking on India Decides tonight, can Prime Minister Modi and can the BJP dent the southern fort, which of course is the opposition's stronghold, and will the message of brand Modi and Modi ki guarantee resonate with the south of India? Before I bring in my guests, let's take a look at this report on all the political jibes of the BJP's manifesto and what were the central themes of the Sankalp Patra.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi releasing BJP's manifesto on Ambedkar Jayanti 5 days short of the first phase of polling on the 19th of April. As expected, the focus is on Modi ki guarantees. The 76-page manifesto is the foundation for Modi's Viksit Bharat by 2047 roadmap.
ऐसी सरकार जो देश को आर्थिक रूप से भी समृद्ध बनाए, ऐसी सरकार जो देश को विकसित भारत की तरफ तेज गति से ले जाए। आज आपने देखा है कि भाजपा का ये संकल्प पत्र, भाजपा का ये मैनिफेस्टो ऐसी ही एक सरकार की गारंटी देता है।
The party's manifesto Sankalp Patra, released 9 days after the Congress released its Nyay Patra. It shies away from promising financial doles and presents a roadmap for India for next decade. The Prime Minister said work on manifesto will begin immediately after results.
भाजपा के संकल्प पत्र पर 4 जून के नतीजे के बाद तुरंत तेजी से काम शुरू हो जाएगा। सरकार पहले ही 100 दिन के एक्शन प्लान पर काम करना प्रारंभ कर दिया है। देश के लोगों का एम्बिशन, देश के 140 करोड़ वासियों का अपना एम्बिशन, ये मोदी का मिशन है।
Some important promises made by the BJP this year includes making India a manufacturing hub, expanding Ayushman Bharat health insurance to all above 70 years of age and transgenders. It reiterates promises of Uniform Civil Code, Citizenship Amendment Act, and doesn't mention NRC.
It's a very different kind of manifesto or Sankalp Patra. The 69 pages spell out both what has been done in the first 10 years and what is proposed to be done now. It is a vision document. It clearly sets out what we've done, what we propose to do.
The opposition has, however, lashed out at the government, calling the manifesto a maafinama, alleging the Prime Minister was changing goalposts.
किसानों की आमदनी डबल करूंगा, ये उन्होंने कहा था, वही गारंटी। और एमएसपी मैं बढ़ाऊंगा और एमएसपी को मैं लीगल स्टेटस दूंगा, ये कहा था, यही उसकी गारंटी। और अपने कार्यकाल में उन्होंने ऐसा कोई बड़ा काम नहीं किया जो सारे देश के जनता को, युवाओं को, किसानों को उससे लाभ हो।
When Modi promises something, we know that everybody in this country know that he is not going to do it, because earlier all his promises he has not done, he has not kept up. So Modi's promise will be a joke. That's all. But one thing, the one nation, one election is an attempt to thwart the unity in diversity, which is the pride of this country. What they are doing in Kashmir, they want to do in every state.
10 years on, from expanding welfare and infrastructure to reiterating a uniform civil code and one nation, one poll, the BJP Manifesto signals continuity amid change, with Prime Minister Modi himself flagging what he termed as a mindset change from one of desperation under previous regimes to that of confidence under his government. With Vasudha Venugopal, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And joining me on India Decides tonight, I'm being joined by Kalyan Raman, leader of the BJP from Tamil Nadu. Pula Rao, senior journalist, is also with us. And Mahima Singh, spokesperson of the Congress, is also with us on the panel tonight. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining us on India Decides this evening. Going across to you first, Mr. Kalyan Raman, while of course there is a clear South focus this time in the BJP's campaign, whether it's the Prime Minister's whirlwind tour of the South, to of course, a fisherman focus in the manifesto as well. Do you think the BJP manages to capture the diversity in voices down south in the manifesto?
See, there are two components to the question. Number one is that the neglected community called the fishermen for a long time. Kachativu was handed over to Sri Lanka because of the neglect by the Congress. As simple as that, to understand it. The second factor is the coastal security. These are two components which will have to be seen in from the light of the technological advancements that have been taking place across the world. Now, having been a country which has already moved into the top 5 from among the economies, from the fragile 5, now it is time for the country to take forward technological advancement in the field of fishing folk, number one. The coastal security comes along with that, number two. Unless the coastal society, that is the fishing community, is so confident about their livelihood, they cannot participate in coastal security as well. It has both the components put together, the growth of the economy, the economic development of the coastal region, as well as the security of the country. I heard Mr. T.K. Silangovan talking about it. This shows their poverty of imagination because they also did participate in the Kachativu, throwing away Kachativu into the hands of Sri Lanka. So from such people, we can only get such kind of comments which lack imagination, which lack understanding.
But Mr. Kalyan Raman, the Kachativu issue, we were well aware of it. It's not as if the government was not aware of the fact that Kachativu was handed over to Sri Lanka. Of course, it was an exchange of a piece of land as well. So my point is, why rake it up right ahead of polls?
See, we are talking about the poll promise. From within the poll promise, we are talking about the changed scenario in the country in terms of coastal development, in coastal economy, as well as coastal security. That we are talking about from the manifesto point of view. I just added up the point because there is T.K. Silangovan responding to the thing about Modi's imagination. See, Modi is the man who can dream with pragmatism. There is not a single leader, particularly in the Dravidian folk, who can even understand, forget about imagination, to understand the circumstances under which each society, a segment of the society can evolve better.
Okay.
When they lack understanding about issues, this is what they get. This is what they give back as a response. That is what I was trying to convey.
Let me get in Mahima Singh to respond to this, because Mahima Singh, while of course the reality of South India is very complex, we're talking about complex political realities in different states, whether it's Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, of course. But the fact of the matter is that the BJP has managed to sort of incorporate some sort of messaging for South India in its campaign as well as its manifesto. Do you think that this messaging of brand Modi, with the Prime Minister campaigning so extensively in southern states, do you think this can really make a difference? Is the Congress and its allies worried?
Jain, today the whole of India is telling the BJP, कुर्सी है तुम्हारी ये जनाजा तो नहीं है, कुछ कर नहीं सकते तो उतर क्यों नहीं जाते? It is Jan Ki Baat versus Man Ki Baat, Vedant. BJP's Manifesto Committee was constituted on the 30th of March this year, and in a matter of 13 days, 13 days, the Sankalp Patra, which we would be pleased to call, as Mr. Pawan Khera said, a Maafinama. It should have been, which it is not, and Jumla Patra, as Supriya Srinath rightly said, it is a Jumla Patra. Because our manifesto committee, if you see, was constituted in December 2023, and it is clearly a Jan Ki Baat. Our leader, very revered leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, went across the country, across the states, talked to the people over a matter of last 2 years. And in these 4 months that the manifesto committee discussed, we have come up with guarantees, very pragmatic, very practical guarantees, like right to apprenticeship we will bring, like we brought right to information, right to education, and right to health in Rajasthan. We have told the youth of this country कि पहली नौकरी पक्की. We have told the women of this country that they will get 50% reservation in government jobs from 2025. We are not talking of 2036 or 2047. Whereas, as the JP spokesperson rightly said, Mr. Modi likes to dream, and that is what.
Okay, let's bring the focus back to the south of India. Mr. Kalyan Raman, I'll come back to you. Mr. Kalyan Raman, I'll come back to you. Let's not talk over each other. But Mahima Singh, let me just follow up on that. Let me follow up on that, Mahima Singh. Coming back to the south of India, because that's what we're focusing on tonight. Coming back to the south of India, do you think that there's at least some sort of a mahal, as they say, in the south of India with the Prime Minister's campaigns, with Annamalai's Padyatra? Do you think that this time the BJP is a formidable player in the south of India?
No. Let me say, Vedant, and please see. Go ahead. Just note the amount of minutes you allowed the BJP spokesperson. Allow me to speak for that amount of time, and then you are welcome to ask any questions. Please allow me to complete, because I have some set of data here which needs to be presented to your audiences. You see, the BJP, when they're talking about the south of India today, let me remind you, in their manifesto of 2019, they guaranteed the northeast of India escalated sense of security. And what we are seeing is Manipur burning for almost a whole year, and the Prime Minister has not only not bothered to visit there, he is not bothered to speak with the stakeholders, the MLAs, the Chief Minister of that state. That is what they plan to do to South India. By bringing up Kachativu, they are actually pitching war to this country and to the neighboring countries. 40 crores of Indians were promised they will be trained under Skill India. Only 1.4 crores have been trained. 200 Kendriya Vidyalaya and Navodaya Vidyalaya were promised to be opened. Only 56 have been opened. This is only 2019 I'm talking about. They said they will build 100 smart cities. Today they are talking of 2036 Olympics. We are talking about where are the 10 crore jobs that they promised in manufacturing sector. 2.4 crore jobs have gone down, rather, Vedanta.
That's a fair point there, and let me get in the BJP spokesperson to respond to that. Mr. Kalyan Raman, what Mahima Singh is saying, that this also perhaps is more of a jumla when it comes to the south of India. Well, you are talking about Modi ki guarantee for the south of India. Are there any constructive promises that you are making to that part of the country, or is it also more like, as Mahima Singh says, a jumla?
She has not uttered a single word about South. That is the most unfortunate fact. First of all, when you raise a question specifically in South, she is going to northeast of India. Since this is the way the Congress believes in distracting things. Let us come to South to begin with. Because we are talking about South and South Mission. We are purely talking about what Congress had done for the fishermen or South. The 550 fishermen were shot dead under Congress regime for 10 years of their rule between 2004 and 2014. Can she deny that? A very simple question, she cannot deny. So it is a question of governance, how you portray yourself not only within India, across the world also.
Okay, but your first question was an important one, and Mahima Singh, your quick response to that.
Had protected the interest of the fishermen.
Okay.
And we are talking
on the fisherman question. Let's not spread ourselves too thin, Mr. Kalyan Raman.
Let me complete.
Okay, 10 seconds.
There were 4 states where BJP did not have any MP. In Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry and Andhra Pradesh. BJP is going to score in all the 4 now. On the contrary, the states of Kerala, where for Congress the highest number 15 they had out of 20, they are going to score only half of that now. They are going to remain 0 in
on the
Andhra
fisherman
Pradesh,
question. That was a valid point you raised, Mr. Kalyan Raman, and I need to get Mahima Singh to respond to that. Mahima Singh, your response to the fisherman question.
They are well aware of it. It's just that they want to be in denial mode.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Kalyan Raman. Mahima Singh, your response quickly.
South has seen Vedanta, how their coasts were sold off to the crony capital friends of Modi. I was in Kerala during the first Bharat Jodo Yatra, and I met the agonized, and so did Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
Will you respond to the fishermen killing? That is
Agonized
the point I raised,
fishermen
I guess.
of Kerala and other coastlines, because see, the BJP is only interested. I compared it to Northeast because
You had
the country
550 people got killed.
Mr. Kalyan Gandhi, let's not talk over each other.
When they promise guarantees to a specific part of the country, they only mean to cause a Manipur there. That is what, and South is far too wise to be trapped by their promises, their false promises. Did you not see the rally in Coimbatore yesterday? Did you not see the size of the gathering there? The BJP is rattled today. They are extremely nervous.
Okay.
That is why they are making false, projecting false numbers, like the BJP spokesperson is doing.
Point taken. Let me get in Mr. Pulla Rao, listening very patiently to this. Mr. Pulla Rao, how do you see the BJP's rise perhaps in the south of India? It hasn't been as dramatic as it has been in the north of India, but certainly it has increased its vote share in Telangana. In Karnataka, of course, it lost the assembly polls, but it's still the principal opposition. In Tamil Nadu as well, at least there is some sort of presence with Annamalai's Padayatra. In Kerala also, the Prime Minister campaigning this time. How do you see the BJP positioned ahead of the polls?
See, the BJP's rise in North India also has not been dramatic, to use your word. It took 40 years for the BJP to come to power in Uttar Pradesh after being founded in 1951. In the other North Indian states, it took 30 years. And thanks to the emergency, they managed to get a footing there. They formed governments in 1977 and continued. So you have to look at this on the long term. You can't say, there's going to be a magic wand, for the simple reason there are already entrenched parties, entrenched political formations in the south for the last 60 years. The BJP is a relatively new entrant, other than Karnataka, where it has been active from 1977, the emergency time, and some leaders who went to jail, they joined the BJP, etc. So it takes time. I heard Mr. Kalyan speak. If he expects anything dramatic in Kerala or Tamil Nadu now, it won't do it. It is a slow progress. It is progressing. It is a work in progress. My own reading is every year they are able to garner 1% more votes from the new voters who join, because the entrenched voters may not vote for them. That applies to Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra and Telangana.
Interesting
point. It is a slow process, and they are on the journey. The speed is different. I believe it is a steady speed, but slow as elsewhere. Even a political party to decline takes time. The Congress declined in Uttar Pradesh over 25 years. It didn't just decline one day. Coming to that, and the manifesto which you have mentioned, see that Congress was in power from 2004 to 2014. The BJP is in power from 2014 to 2024. They are not new parties or new governments to the country. The country has, and within the same generation, this 20 years, people will definitely compare. One small thing I want to add.
Okay.
Are these manifestos simply a bunch of guarantees? We guarantee this money to you, we guarantee that to you, we guarantee that to you. Then both are equal guarantees. But the point, I believe, the additional point, who can offer it? The additional point of governance. There is an element called governance also. Not just guarantees that you identify somebody, I'll give you 10,000, I'll give you 15,000. That's what's going on now. I believe a party which comes with a manifesto plus, you see, you compare all these manifestos, they're the same thing, literally. I
That's a very interesting observation there, Mr. Pulla Rao, that, along with guarantees, there has to be an element of governance as well. But before I go back to the party spokesperson, a quick follow-up question, Mr. Pulla Rao, since you observe the south of India so closely, what do you think that, these big themes like Modi ki guarantee, Vishwa Guru, do you see these messages resonating in the south of India?
Definitely, as they do in the rest of India. To what extent opinion differs? Is it 70%, 20%? They resonate. You see, Modi has become a familiar figure in the south, like Indira Gandhi was, or Nehru was, or to some extent Narasimha Rao in Telugu states and Karnataka, because for the last 10 years, he has been visiting the south. To what purpose? How it goes, he has become a familiar figure.
Yes.
And Will that translate to votes this time? I'm not saying that, but definitely there'll be a recorded increase of vote percentage. Whether they'll reach that minimum 30%, 20%, I'm not going there.
Yes.
Everybody has their own view on that.
So there's
Therefore, it's a
certainly
steady
going to be an increase in vote share that the BJP is going to look, that the BJP is looking at.
Definitely vote share there will be.
Yes. Okay, quick
And
closing
I
comments now. Mr. Puller, I'm afraid I'm completely running out of time. Quick closing comments, Mr. Kalyan Raman from you and then Mahima Singh.
Mr. Kalyan,
I agree with Mr. Pullarao of his very balanced view about the way the vote share would increase. But then, if you look at Telangana, I think the party had over 7% vote share jump in the last election. So that is the way we can compare upon things.
Okay.
Also in 2014, when the Modi wave was happening,
yes,
the alliance led by the party had scored 18.8%. That is roughly close to 19%. That means the so-called small percentage by BJP does not hold good here because the party is...
Okay, we seem to have lost the line there with Mr. Kalyan Raman, but Mahima Singh, your closing remarks.
You see, Vedanta, today the South is asking questions on AIIMS Madurai. Likewise, there are questions being raised on AIIMS Darbhanga that Prime Minister actually blatantly lied about. We are also wondering where is the special task force that Mr. Modi was to constitute to get the black money back, which was a promise in their 2014 manifesto. There's a huge list of promises.
AIIMS is happening.
Okay.
AIIMS Madurai
responded to in terms of accountability. There is no accountability. This is a government of zero accountability.
And 1,000%.
Okay, I'm afraid we won't be able to hear anyone if this sort of talking over each other will continue, but I'm afraid I'm running out of time. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining us on India Decides tonight. Political tempers are high, and that's something that is reflecting on the panel as well. With that, we'll take a